Hey Branson water people, this is a quick instructional video on how to take a chlorine residual at the entry point. So let me show you exactly where we are. We are right here by the hydrants near the gate up to the water tanks, and I'm going to walk you through the steps necessary to take a residual here. So really first thing you do is turn the water on, and once that is on, you're going to let it run for about 5 minutes. As you're letting that water run, keep in mind the purpose of running that water is so that the water comes all the way from the water main to the hydrant. That's the actual water that you want to test. Now the water main is only about 25 feet from the hydrant. There's the hydrant, and it's roughly over there where the road is. So really it only takes about 3 or 4 minutes, not too terrible long. And due to the magic of editing, we'll be back in a second. After the water has run for about 5 minutes, you're going to take out your water vial, and we are going to fill it up to that little white line right there. All right, that's pretty good. That's close enough for this test. As long as you are pretty close to that water level, you are good to go. Now with the lid back on, you're going to clean the outside of that glass vial just by wiping it with a soft cloth. Your t-shirt, as long as it's nice and clean, will work just fine. All right, that water vial is nice and clean. Now we're going to go ahead and insert it into the chlorine reader. Just like so, we're going to line up that white diamond with the triangle on the black plastic right next to it. Very important step is take the lid, this guy right here, and put it right on top. This prevents any extra light from coming in and messing up your reading. Once it's in, we're going to turn the device on just by pressing the power button here. What's going to show up is your most recent reading from the last time you took a reading the day before. The first thing you're going to then do is hit the 0 button. That is going to get a baseline. This is before we put our chemical in it, so it knows what to do. Again, do not skip that step. Always hit that 0. You can hit it a second time if you forgot. You're not going to mess anything up at all. Once it's done, now we're going to take the vial out and add in our reagent. All right, our lid is off, and now we're going to add the reagent, which is in this little device right here. I like to give it a little shake just to loosen up the powder inside. Place it 100% on the vial and squeeze the little trigger right there. And that's going to shoot a little bit of reagent. Now you'll notice this particular sample turned instantly very pink. So that means we have a lot of chlorine residual in the water. We're going to now replace the lid, and then we are going to give it a little stir for about 20 seconds. And by stir, we're just going to slowly shake it kind of in a round motion. The point is we're going to do this until we don't see any floaties in the water. Sometimes this takes a good 15 to 20 seconds of this gentle swirling motion for all of that reagent to dissolve. There we go. That's probably good enough for this sample. Most of that reagent is dissolved. We'll try to get over there. You can see it's nice and clear now. Pretty pink hue. Back in the device you go. Again, make sure you put the lid back onto the device, and again, once it's on, all we do is we hit this green check mark right here, and voila, 0.81. That's an excellent residual. Again, it's been recommended by IWT that we keep that around 0.4 or higher. As we do this a couple of times, you will see that number fluctuate. It might go up, it might go down just a little bit. Get a nice number. As long as it's well above 0.4, we are good to go. The last step is very important. We want to make sure we rinse out this bottle. If you leave the reagent in the glass, it will ultimately stain the glass very, very brown over time. I've done this myself more than once. You just forget to rinse it. Maybe you're in a hurry. Take 30 seconds and rinse it out. Just go ahead and dump it out right here on the grass. Turn your water back on and just rinse it out like that a few times. That's all you got to do. Shake it dry, and you're done. Put the lid back on, and you're ready to test tomorrow.